Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a topic that reveals a major strategic layer behind modern defense cooperation, why Israel considers the U.S. THAAD system highly important. This might sound like just another piece of military technology, but in reality, the THAAD system plays a critical role in Israel's broader defensive strategy, shaping deterrence, regional stability, and future conflict planning in ways that go far beyond its hardware. To understand this importance, we need to look at the threats Israel faces, the gaps its current defense network works to fill, and how THAAD becomes a powerful piece in completing that puzzle. Israel is located in one of the most geopolitically complex regions in the world. It sits surrounded by nations and groups with access to increasingly advanced missile technologies, including ballistic missiles capable of traveling long distances and carrying heavy payloads. Over the years, Israel has built an impressive, layered missile defense architecture meant to counter short-range rockets, medium-range threats, and long-range ballistic missiles. Systems like Iron Dome, David's Sling, Patriot, and Arrow provide strong coverage, but none of these systems alone can guarantee full protection against every scenario. This is where the U.S. THAAD system becomes extremely significant for Israel, because it delivers a capability that strengthens the highest layer of defense with added speed, altitude, and interception options. One of the main reasons Israel views THAAD as so important is because of the growing threat of long-range ballistic missiles that may be launched from hundreds or even thousands of kilometers away. These missiles can carry not only conventional explosives but potentially more dangerous payloads. Arrow 3 is designed to intercept threats outside the atmosphere, but in scenarios where there are multiple incoming missiles, complex trajectories, or surprise launches, having another advanced system like THAAD creates redundancy. Redundancy in defense doesn't mean unnecessary duplication, it means increasing the number of protective layers so that if one system fails or is overwhelmed, another can act as a backup. THAAD gives Israel an additional shield that works in coordination with its existing systems, creating a more reliable safety net during high-pressure moments. Another major factor behind Israel's appreciation of THAAD is its integration with American satellite networks and radar capabilities. The United States operates some of the most sophisticated early warning systems in the world, capable of detecting ballistic launches from great distances. When THAAD is deployed, it can be tied into this massive intelligence network, giving Israel access to detection data it may not have on its own. This provides earlier warnings, faster calculations, and quicker interception decisions. Early detection is everything in missile defense because the difference between successful interception and devastating impact can be just seconds. THAAD's connection to U.S. tracking assets therefore gives Israel a significant strategic advantage. There is also a political dimension that Israel considers extremely important. The deployment or even temporary stationing of THAAD batteries in Israel signals strong U.S. commitment to Israeli security. When a highly advanced American system sits on Israeli soil, it sends a powerful message to regional adversaries. Any attack would trigger not just Israeli defenses but involve the highest levels of U.S. strategic support. This strengthens deterrence because enemies understand that attacking Israel risks drawing in American assets immediately. Deterrence is not only about preventing war but shaping the calculations of adversaries. When they see THAAD in Israel, they must consider that their attack may fail and trigger a wider conflict they cannot win. Another key reason is that THAAD adds flexibility to Israel's defense planning. Modern conflicts involve saturation attacks, where multiple missiles from different angles are launched at once to overwhelm defenses. Israel prepares for scenarios where tens or even hundreds of projectiles might threaten its cities or strategic sites at the same time. THAAD provides a high-altitude interceptor that engages threats in their mid-course phase. This means Arrow systems can focus on exo-atmospheric interceptions while THAAD takes on endo-atmospheric threats. Splitting the workload across layers makes the system more resilient and increases the chance of interception success. If Israel had only one long-range defense layer, enemies would only have to defeat a single type of shield. With THAAD, they must defeat multiple. In addition to that, Israel values THAAD because of the mobility of the system. Unlike some fixed-site missile defenses, THAAD batteries can be rapidly moved to different locations. This allows Israel and the United States to reposition defenses depending on changing regional threats. If intelligence reports indicate potential missile launches from a specific direction, THAAD batteries can be deployed accordingly. This mobility creates unpredictability for adversaries. They cannot easily determine where the defense is strongest at any given time. Strategic unpredictability strengthens deterrence by complicating enemy attack planning. One of the less discussed but extremely important reasons for THAAD's significance is how it improves cooperation between the Israeli Defense Forces and the U.S. military. Whenever THAAD is deployed to Israel, the two forces must coordinate, train together, and integrate operating procedures. This builds interoperability, meaning that in a real conflict, their systems, communication networks, and command structures work smoothly together. In a region where threats evolve rapidly, having forces that can plug into each other's systems without delay is a major advantage. It also allows Israel to learn from U.S. missile defense experience, which spans decades in multiple global operations. Another advantage is that THAAD can support Israel's multi-layered defense during extreme emergencies. While Israel's own missile defense is impressive, no country can rely on a single system forever. THAAD acts as a surge capability. In times of crisis, additional batteries can be flown in quickly from the U.S. to boost Israel's defense coverage. This means that Israel is not limited to only the interceptors it has in stock. It can rely on American support to increase missile defense capacity rapidly. In a conflict involving large-scale missile barrages, this surge capability could make a decisive difference. Israel also benefits from the psychological reassurance THAAD provides to its population. In times of conflict, civilian morale is critical. When people know multiple advanced defense layers stand between them and incoming threats, it reduces panic and increases confidence in national security. Civilian stability is a vital component of wartime resilience. Fear and loss of trust can paralyze a country, disrupt the economy, and weaken its ability to function. THAAD contributes to the sense of protection that allows Israel to maintain stability even during heightened tensions. Another reason Israel considers THAAD important is because it improves strategic depth. Israel is geographically small, and this limits how much warning time it has between a missile launch and impact. Long-range radar and interception capabilities like those in THAAD help compensate for this lack of physical distance. They provide Israel with figurative, extra space, by detecting threats earlier and intercepting them farther away. This is critical because Israel's margin for error is extremely small. Even a few extra seconds of detection or interception time can mean the difference between success and failure. Israel also values the diplomatic shield THAAD provides. When the U.S. deploys THAAD to Israel, it demonstrates international support for Israel's right to defend itself. This matters in global diplomacy and in shaping how other nations respond during conflicts. If a crisis erupts, and THAAD is already operating in Israel, it becomes much harder for adversaries to claim justification or escalate without facing international criticism. This indirectly supports Israel's global position and adds pressure on hostile actors to avoid reckless behavior. Another important point is that THAAD gives Israel additional coverage against threats that may not be fully within its current system's optimal interception windows. Every defense system has strengths and limitations. Iron Dome is best for short-range rockets. David's Sling focuses on medium-range threats. Patriot covers aerial threats and some missile types. Arrow systems defend against long-range ballistic missiles. THAAD fills a crucial gap between the atmospheric and exo-atmospheric interception envelopes, reinforcing the transition region where threats are most difficult to detect and intercept. This expanded coverage ensures fewer blind spots and creates a more continuous protective layer. Israel also benefits from the technological lessons THAAD brings. While Israel develops world-class defense systems, exposure to advanced U.S. systems inspires technological collaboration and innovation. THAAD's radar technology, interceptor capabilities, and data processing methods contribute to the knowledge base Israel uses to upgrade its own systems. This kind of exposure to cutting-edge technology accelerates advancements in radar, interception algorithms, and missile defense engineering within Israel's defense industries. THAAD also supports Israel's efforts to deter not just states but non-state actors who may gain access to advanced missile technologies in the future. As technology spreads, more groups could potentially threaten Israel with ballistic capabilities. Having THAAD integrated into defense planning helps Israel stay ahead of the curve, preparing for future threats before they emerge. Modern defense planning requires anticipating not just what enemies can do now but what they may be able to do in the years ahead. Another reason Israel values THAAD is because it reinforces its ability to protect key infrastructure sites such as airbases, ports, energy facilities, intelligence centers, and government buildings. These sites are essential for Israel's survival in wartime. Losing them could cripple national defense or disrupt critical operations. THAAD's ability to intercept high-altitude, high-speed threats makes it ideal for protecting strategic locations that must remain operational under all circumstances. THAAD also enhances regional stability. When Israel's defense is stronger, the chance of a successful enemy attack decreases. This reduces the likelihood of large-scale conflict breaking out because adversaries understand that their attacks would be intercepted and their objectives would fail. Stability is reinforced when deterrence is strong. THAAD contributes to this stability by raising the costs of aggression and lowering the benefits of attack. Israel also considers THAAD important from a long-term military strategy perspective. As missile threats evolve, new technologies like hypersonic glide vehicles are becoming concerns. While THAAD is not designed specifically for hypersonic threats, the experience gained by integrating THAAD, training with U.S. forces, and understanding advanced missile defense systems helps Israel prepare for the next generation of threats. Defense planning is always forward-looking, and THAAD contributes to building that future capability. Another dimension is that THAAD helps Israel maintain military edge, a concept central to its national defense doctrine. Israel depends on having superior technology to offset geographic and demographic disadvantages. Working closely with advanced systems like THAAD ensures Israel remains at the forefront of missile defense capabilities. This technological edge not only protects Israel but also discourages adversaries from investing in costly missile programs that are unlikely to succeed. THAAD also strengthens Israel's strategic alliance with the United States in ways that go beyond defense. Military cooperation builds trust, enhances political coordination, and deepens economic and diplomatic ties. When two nations operate complex defense systems together, their partnership becomes more deeply rooted. This long-term alliance is a critical component of Israel's national security, and THAAD plays a role in reinforcing this relationship. Another reason Israel values THAAD is because it supports the concept of layered defense operations, which require coordination between multiple interceptors at different altitudes. THAAD excels at intercepting threats at high altitudes, allowing Israel's lower-layer defenses to conserve interceptors for threats that slip through. This resource management is essential during prolonged conflicts. If a country runs out of interceptors, its defenses weaken. THAAD helps preserve Israel's inventory and maintain a strong defense posture during extended engagements. Israel also appreciates the strategic signaling effect THAAD deployments create. When U.S. forces deploy THAAD to Israel during rising tensions, it signals to adversaries that they should rethink any aggressive actions. This show of readiness can de-escalate situations before they escalate into open conflict. The presence of THAAD can therefore act as a stabilizing force in periods of uncertainty. Finally, Israel considers THAAD highly important because it represents a broader philosophy: security through advanced technology, layered defense, strong international alliances, and forward-thinking strategy. THAAD is not just a missile defense system, it is a symbol of cooperation, deterrence, and preparedness. It reflects Israel's commitment to protecting its citizens, its infrastructure, and its future. In summary, THAAD's value to Israel comes from a combination of its high-altitude interception ability, integration with U.S. intelligence networks, contribution to layered defense, strategic mobility, political signaling, technological collaboration, and long-term preparedness. It strengthens Israel's deterrent posture, deepens its alliance with the United States, enhances its security, and ensures resilience against modern and emerging threats. For these reasons and more, Israel considers the U.S. THAAD system not just important, but a vital component of its overall defense strategy.